Good morning, traders. Are you guys ready to get right back into the trading action? I know I'm ready. Got to get that moo going. Got to go ahead and try to get into the green today. I got just a slight green yesterday on moo. And of course, the prop back into the green. Keep on battling, team. Are you guys ready? It's a huge market day. Russell rebalanced. So much news out. Will AI stocks get a lift today? There's one that's on my radar. Stick around to find out what that is.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, good morning. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on the boys today. We got Ryan Faluna in the house. And of course, we got a new addition, my man, Nick Brown. What's going on? News by Nick. Guys, give him a good follow. All right, we're going to get to the market action here. And of course, it's a big day. There's a lot going on. Russell rebalance doesn't mean that things are going to go up, down. It really doesn't give us a 100% kind of defined trend. The only thing that is going to be true is there should be some volatility, especially through towards the close. So you got to keep your eyes on what? Closing imbalances. Things like that will give you a little bit of a hint on where things are going. But the truth is, it's going to be a hard one, team. This is kind of what I would say is more of an experience trade because you have to at least understand how things work. So if it's your first time going through a Russell rebalance, it might not be the time to trade it. It might be the time to learn off of it. And that's what I always tell traders, especially when you're going through that first time of an event. You don't know how it's traded. Let's just be honest. So it could be also a good way to get a learning lesson. So maybe you write down some of the deletions today. You write down some of the additions, and then you see how they react today. So that the next time this happens, you'll be ready to go for the next time around. All right, let's go to the market really quickly. I'm just going to go quickly through my swing trades. Then we'll go to Nick for some news, and then Ryan for his outlook. Of course, I wanted to give you guys my top stock to watch. And here's an interesting one here for you guys. CXAI, going to be my top stock to watch today. Why is it a top stock to watch? Because it's part of the additions to the Russell rebalance. And so yesterday we saw C3AI really get hit on their investor presentation. I don't expect this one to come back, but I do expect to maybe see some sympathy and some profit taking go from AI back into maybe CXAI. So that's one thing that I'll be watching for. Of course, support around maybe 11. That's where I see support. Could we get a move back above yesterday's high being 12? That's the levels that I will be watching here towards the open. Can we get a little pop up on this stock? We'll see what happens on CXAI. Now, my swing trades really quickly. XOM, Chevron, continuing to go lower. This looks amazing for me on XOM. We're almost down through the levels that I was really kind of focusing on. And you guys can see this clear as day, the support down here. Will we break through these lows and go back through the 102 level? I've been waiting for 100. If I can get 100 on this stock or 101, man, that's a beautiful win there for me in the oil game. Only got one lazy share left in Adobe short, but hey, it still will make me decent money, team, if it keeps going lower. So we'll see what happens on that Adobe short. It is going lower right now and continuing the trend. That's going to do it for my swing trade outlook. Now I'm going to kick it to my man, Nick Brown, for some news, like always. Nick, you're on mute somehow. I don't know what happened there.
Hardware mute with his microphone.
You good? Nah, just check your mic, Nick. Go to the three dots. Go to the wheel at the bottom, the settings. Go to audio. Check your little mic. Make sure that it's connected on the right one. Sometimes it goes off of the default one. And make sure you're seeing the kind of three little green dots move when you're speaking. That will help you out there. I think he just bounced. Might have not heard me.
I love how Mitch is giving Nick support and Hendrix a chin rub at the same time.
You know it. That's my boy, dude.
Mitch multitasking here. I'd be happy to roll until Nick is ready.
Yeah, I'll get you up right now. I think Nick will be right back, team. Don't worry. We'll get him back. You know, He's not used to all this live action. We're getting him up to par here, like always. There's always a little technical issues to deal with. What you got for me today, Ryan?
Well, first things first is the SPY, right? Are we going to continue to come back in or do we bounce? Now, yesterday it looked like we were trying to bounce. Today we're a little bit lower. So the first thing that I want to see is, does the weakness continue or do we actually get some type of bounce here? You guys made great points about the Russell rebalance, so I don't really think that I need to hit that. Just be aware of some of that stuff. That's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of the broader market here. Bitcoin still above 30,000, VIX above 13.7. So we'll see where that ends up. Will Buddy come and say good morning to Hendricks? Doubtful. I have the room door closed because Buddy was trying to have breakfast by eating Clio, and that's just not going to happen. Okay. Now, let's get to the movers. I know a couple of you were already mentioning this in the chat. Apparently, there is some action here in Nikola. There was apparently a fire. Nikola Motor Company tweets, this early morning behind our Phoenix headquarters, a fire occurred, which affected multiple battery electric trucks. No one has been injured. Shares moving higher on that after initially moving down. Go figure. If I'm the insurance company, I'm going to dig into that. I don't trust Nikola even a little bit here. So kind of keep that in mind. That's what's going on with Nikola this morning. We do have a couple of stocks here on the list. I see Nick is back. Let me just finish up here real quick. We'll get Nick on here. Pick. Watch this one today. We've seen this off the relative volume scanner. Looks like this is trying to take off the high here at 175. I'd like actually for this to pull back to the 160 area into the consolidation zone and then bounce. We'll see if we end up getting that. CFMS, this is going to be a takeover. The price was $227 per share. We're currently at $221. Looks like no trade there. ONCS, we popped in the aftermarket. We popped again here today. Now we've bled back a lot of these gains for you penny players. This one might be in play here today. Let's see if there was a news article for this. I don't. So yesterday morning, they filed a voluntary petition for relief under bankruptcy. The company's CEO tendered his resignation. So that's why they traded up. It looks like we'll see if that ends up getting the trade today. I will probably pass on this penny stock. Couple more penny stocks in the list here that I'm just going to kind of pass over. KITT, this one popped. This is a robotics company. It's popped almost as high as 3, settled here around 239 around this high from June 16th. Nauticus robotic shares are trading higher if the company announced it has been awarded a contract with Petrobras to develop and test an AUV aquanaut in Brazil. So there are definitely some stocks on the list here. We actually have a penny stock from yesterday that's worth watching here today. That's going to be Sens. This actually made a big move after we were off yesterday. Sens trading up here higher in the pre-market. Feels like it's got that one magnet. We'll see if we go higher and pop above that. Nick, if you're ready, why don't you deliver the news for us, my man?
All right, I'm bringing him on here. Nick Brown, what's going on? Can we hear you now? We got you?
I think we're good now.
Perfect.
We golden, baby. We're golden. What's going on, Nick?
Within the last 20 minutes, CNBC is reporting Goldman Sachs faces a big write-down on CEO David Solomon's ill-fated Green Sky deal. Goldman Sachs is likely to take a large write-down for its 2021 acquisition of fintech lender Green Sky after seeking to unload the business, CNBC has learned. KKR, Apollo Global Management, Sixth Street Partners, and Synchrony Bank were among the asset managers and lenders involved in the first round of bids, according to sources. One of the bidders did say everybody's been coming in low, and the Goldman team keeps pushing back, pounding the table about the value of it. So we're going to watch that. Ford is preparing a new round of layoffs for salaried workers here in the United States. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. The layoffs are expected to mostly include U.S. salaried workers. This would be one of the several that Ford has initiated in less than a year, and this could be announced as early as next week. The cuts are expected to affect employees on Ford's gas engine side of the business, as well as its electric vehicle and software division, one of the people said. Now, this also comes within the last 72 hours. Qualcomm, Uber, and BlackRock have all announced plans to trim their workforce. BlackRock is on the edge. Reuters reported in an internal memo that 1% of their workforce would be cut. Citigroup has begun telling managers to let staffers know they'll face consequences if they don't comply with policies for office attendance. That's according to a new memo with Bloomberg. Source 2 told Bloomberg that while the vast majority of staffers are following the firm's rules for hybrid work, the moves are focused on those employees with persistent unexcused absences. Managers will consider compliance with the rules when rating performances and crafting pay packages, the person said, asking not to be identified, discussing information that still isn't public yet. So it is important to note Benzinga does have our policy. If you are in the Detroit area, you do need to be in the office 2 days a week. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen sees diminishing risk for the U.S. to fall into recession and suggested that a slowdown in consumer spending may be the price to pay for finishing the campaign to contain inflation. In an interview with Bloomberg, she said, quote, "My odds of it, if anything, have gone down because look at the resilience of the labor market and inflation is coming down." She also went on to say, "I'm not going to say it's not a risk because the Fed is in tightening policy." She's alluding to the Federal Reserve's 10 interest rate hikes since March of 2022, with potentially more to come. And Raphael Bostic, Atlanta Fed president, was making comments about 10 to 15 minutes ago saying he does not prefer any other rate hikes this year. So that will be very interesting to see what the other committee members. Powell did allude yesterday on the Hill to the Senate Banking Committee that he sees at least 1 or 2 more rate hikes. Morgan Stanley said in a note that it sees several reasons for share outperformances in Apple stock while reiterating its overweight. In a note, they said there's 3 key factors that help to explain Apple's recent outperformance. 1, growing optimism about services growth reaccelerating. 2, positively shifting views on the iPhone 15 cycle and the increasing probability of iPhone units growing year over year in full year 24. And 3, greater confidence in Apple's ability to maintain record gross margins and protect profitability. And the last one then on this Friday, Starbucks union says workers at more than 150 stores will strike over Pride decor. That's according to CNBC. Some organized Starbucks stores will strike across the U.S. at more than 150 locations starting today in Seattle after the union representing baristas claimed some cafes were not allowed to put up Pride decorations. The coffee giant said its policy on decorating has not changed and that unwaveringly supports the LGBTQ plus community. Workers United has alleged incidents at least 22 states when workers have not been able to decorate. It says it's filed an unfair labor practice charge over the alleged change in policy.
Excellent news there, of course, by Nick Brown. The must-knows before the market. Appreciate you coming on, Nick. And if you got any breaking news while we're trading, feel free, my friend, to hop in. We'll see you guys like always. You guys can keep up with Nick. You guys see his Twitter handle right there. Give my man a good follow. Look at that smile this morning. We'll see you next time, Nick. Take care, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Have a good show.
Appreciate it. All right, let's get to our trading action. And believe it or not, I actually see opportunity there in the Starbucks situation. So I'm actually going to be looking for shorts on Starbucks situation here. What will I do on Starbucks is I'm looking for a pop back above 100 and then a fade. Why? Because it's just a logical spot for me to look for that fade there off the 100. So you guys can see what happens with Starbucks today. We'll look to see if we get a little bit of a pop. I have like resistance around 111. Really, that's kind of prior hourly kind of support. You can see prior support. I want to see that become resistance. That's a move right back above 100 and then a cut down. We'll see what happens there on Starbucks. Also looking to see what happens there on CXAI. We'll look to see what happens there. AI, I think, might go lower, so I'll keep an eye on that stock and then see what happens to different names today. NVIDIA, Tesla, will these go lower? I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. They look like they want to go lower. Will this be the day that we should be looking at stocks S? It's already taken off a decent amount. I'll look for pullbacks out the open to see maybe if I can join the party. We'll see what happens here. Ryan, what do you got for me? Any smaller names or anything that's on your radar? We could take a little bit of a look at it.
Yeah, definitely. Still in this swing here, courtesy of Bex from yesterday. This is ANNX looking for a pop here to take out 375 and a move towards 4. Down, 5 cents on this right now? So really nothing bad yet. If we take a look at the daily chart, you can see this is actually a kind of a gap trade. We really want to clear this high out and move higher into that gap. So we'll see if we end up getting that here today. We already talked about PIC. That's going to be one of the big watchers here today. Let me go ahead and bring that up here. Let's see. This actually did try to go for new highs. So we'd like this to come back into the VWAP and set up for us. IONQ moved back through the VWAP. This one might go for us as well. APLD, this had a really good daily chart. Nice little pop here this morning. APLD looking pretty good. So I got a couple of things. One more here. Decent chart here on Zura. We actually traded this not long ago right off the relative volume scanner. You can see we're actually running up to this double top from yesterday. that we made. Looks like this is trying to pop. Now, this is Zura Bio shares are trading higher. Now, it will join the Russell 2000 and the Russell 3000. So that's what's going on with Zura here. We'll see if we end up getting a trade out of that. And we're also going to be watching SOXS and SQQQ. So we're going to be watching some of those ETFs. Pelosi exercised calls on Apple for a stick 1 million. Wow. All right, here we go, folks. We are open. Let's see what we got here. Guess we should probably watch pick, right? See if that comes back in. Let's see what we got here on pick. All right, first move towards the VWAP. That's actually really good. VWAP I've got at 48 here. See if we get down there. Looks like it's moving down right now. Oh, boy, it's really moving fast here too, pick. That's PIK, by the way. Market's first move here is down. Okay, sorry about that. Just checking some stuff. No trade setups yet, folks. Let me know if you guys see anything. HT saying watch WLDS today. Let's take a look at that. That one's been a big mover for us. WLDS. We'll see if we can get to the VWAP there first. CFMS, that's the buyout. IONQ looks like that bounced a little bit here. All right. You guys, you penny players looking at NVVE. 60-cent stock here. Pick still moving down. So pick didn't quite get to the VWAP, bounced a little bit there. That's a nice little trade if you took it. I did not. I'm still kind of waiting this one out. Oh, wow. Pick going for the highs now here on pick. Wow, big move here on pick. Let's see if we come back in. There we go. All the way back down to the VWAP. Big pull on pick. Let's wait and see if this is going to halt down here. This is going to halt down here at 145 if this holds. Looks like it's going to. And halted on pick. Boy, if that's the action we're going to get today, folks, be really careful and don't be afraid to take your gains. Big move down there. Wiss talking about UCAR. Wiss, you golfing this weekend, my man? UCAR, big pop out of the open. Good call here. We'll see where this gets in terms of levels from yesterday. SRGA, we got another penny stock here. Okay, so this is a nice move through the VWAP here. Looks like it's consolidating around the VWAP. Let's see if this goes higher from this. IONQ continuing to bounce here. You guys are saying Pixie is getting volume. I don't have it on the relative volume scanner yet, but I don't doubt it. We've traded Pixie in the past. Actually, this actually looks pretty good. Pixie, right at 2 here. Right at 2 here. Let's look at Pixie. I'm going to bring that up in my broker here. Pixie. So that was a move off 180, it looks like. We were as high as in the 3s yesterday on Pixie. Golfing up in Rome, Georgia on Sunday. Okay, Wiss. That actually sounds really nice. Still watching Pixie here, folks. This is actually kind of interesting. Oh, you know what? I have to enable my scanner here. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and close this up now. Pick moving higher. Or excuse me, Pixie. Kind of tempted to try Pixie here. I would try it small. SRGA moving here now. Wow, look at this. You penny players have been on to them recently. Smoke Tuna looking for Pixie to take out 220. See that multiple scanners are not picking up these small caps. Yeah, this one wouldn't because it's got a volume filter that's stopping it. But so I know why. I'm not necessarily worried about it. Jay, IONQ, that has been the big move right off the open here. IONQ, here you go. Huge. Is this going to... No, okay. This is still pushing. This is a good move here in IONQ. Should have taken this. Let's see on Pixie. I want to try some Pixie, but... Let's see on Pixie here. IONQ still pushing highs. Oh. No fill on Pixie yet. UCAR testing yesterday's highs. Did you go into Pixie? No, Shashin. I do not have any yet. IONQ definitely moving. I'm not in this though, folks. I missed this. This was a move through the VWAP here this morning. Missed it a little bit. Sis halted. You guys are talking about APLD. Let's see. Oh, APLD. Indeed it is. I've got the VWAP at 1052, 1059 thereabouts. On APLD. APLD kind of pulling back here. APLD, trying to figure out, yeah, this is actually a decent spot. This was yesterday's intraday high. It's a pretty decent spot here for APLD. Works penny stock moving up here. UCAR is gone. UCAR is not even on my scanner. That must be on low volume. APLD, big pull here. Still kind of interested in APLD, but it really needs to kind of firm up here. It's really kind of just coming in. Looking around for some other stuff too. Let's check UCAR for WIS here. Yeah, this broke yesterday's intraday high. That's what we were waiting for. Pick open again. Let's see what pick does. Tapas, looks like you hit NVVE. Awesome stuff.
All right, CXAI, bigger order filling there around the 1130s, where there was one waiting at 1131. It went to 1135. Didn't hit that just yet. I'm looking to see if we can come back towards 11, then really take off on CXAI. All right, looking around, baby. Looking around to see what we get into today. Let me get multiple screens up here for you guys.
Pick looking like this is trying to move lower here. A lot of stuff weak this morning.
No, not that. Virtual cam. There we go. Got that chart there. Got Ryan's extra cam too. Got it all, guys. We ready to go. Let's do this thing.
We're always ready to go. Pick bouncing here, by the way.
All right, guys. If you guys see anything that stands out to you guys, let me know, right? XOM down there towards 101.80s on that first cut down. We'll see what happens if oil can keep going lower. That's been one of my top trades so far. And I'm glad I've been sticking with it. All right, you got to look around to see what's making moves on the day. What do I see?
Meds
Technology
moving
down.
again from yesterday, right into a 9 handle on meds.
Med, I see that one. Pharmaceutical one.
Yeah, this is what we traded in the small account yesterday on that reverse split. Huge pop.
Like to hear it, man. Like to hear it. Mods doesn't see a turnaround in CXAI. We'll see, right? The key there, I'm going to try to be late to the action, not early. If I try to be early, then that's easy how I get wiped out there. What's up with Starbucks here? Hasn't made that run towards 100 just yet, but it did do a little bit of a green to red. We'll see what happens on that one. I like Starbucks short, but I wanted to get to 100 first. I'm going to look for that move a little later today. Needed to pop.
You guys are saying VSIG is setting up. There goes APLD. I didn't really take a stab at any of this.
Qs went up, then right back down. Could just be a little bit of some traps here. Tesla already cutting through the lows. That looks good there. That's starting to cut down. NVIDIA looking like it wants to cut today too. So I don't know, man. This is going to be a big day for us today to see if we start actually getting some cut downs.
APLD getting him some movement here.
AI just gets a flush today right out the gates there. Maybe should have looked at that one even for a short, but it's really hard to go after that one for a short. The moves are fast, but it is going lower right now. Looking around, team, trying to find whatever industries and sectors looking good right now. Pretty much everything in the red right now. And so that's just a little bit harder. I am looking for some shorts, but not finding too much right now. See Alphabet and pretty much everything down. The only thing in the green I see right now, at least bigger stock, Amazon. AbbVie, that was one that I was looking at yesterday. Talked about that one on Start Swing Trade that I was thinking about taking a shot on this one. It's already getting a little bit of a lift here. I'm going to take a swing trade attempt here on AbbVie off pretty much 136.50. So you got to be a little bit careful here. It's about $2 risk. So definitely need to keep it kind of smaller at the beginning. I'll look to see if I can add to this a little later. Just took a little piece there at 138.38. Going to look to see if AbbVie can take that next step up. Found it on Mumu and then just looked at the chart. There you guys see it going a little bit higher. We'll see if it can keep pushing. AbbVie. Can always add on pullbacks towards like 137 later in the day. Starbucks, what's going to go on with you, man? I want to short the hell out of you. Then go up there, or are you just going to get tanked on here? Q's now going lower. I think we might just see a wipeout here on Starbucks. So I'm already going to try to get short some here. Risk would be off of kind of 70s. So we're talking about like 30-cent risk here right now. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. Could go to that down 3 now and kind of crack. All right, it's trying to make an up move here. I'm going to look to see if it gets rejected and then look to try to start getting short on Starbucks. So I'm keeping a close eye here on Starbucks, team.
Yeah, APLD. I've been watching this one, Sid. I haven't been able to buy that one up yet. ANNX really struggling here today. See if that turns around. And APLD, this is definitely trying to go higher here. I would think that the contract news is good for them.
All right, little starter short there on Starbucks. 99.34s. I only got 50 shares right now because I want to go in slow at first. This isn't the prop account, guys. Still looking at CXAI pulling back significantly here, looking to see if it can hold 11 on pullbacks and then come back up, ripping at near the end of the day, right? It doesn't need to go right now. It could be even later that I can look at that stock. We'll see what happens.
Trying some APLD here at 1057, but going to have a tight stop on this. We'll see if we can get this going here. This really does look like it wants to take the top off again. Here we go.
Just added a little bit more there on Starbucks. Now starting to go down.
Come on, APLD. One more push.
I'm going to put you up there. You got your chart up.
There we go. APLD. That's a nice little scalp. We'll take that off here. Booked $100. Wait for this to set up again. The back and forth. Let's actually talk about this. So the back and forth action in here in APLD has me wanting to take gains quickly. All right. We've been talking a lot about maybe kind of holding things for some of the bigger move, and that's fine. This was this very, very small scalp here off this pullback to the VWAP and push higher. This certainly looks like it wants to go higher, but now we're pulling back here, pulling back from below where I sold at this point now. So I got no problem being in and out of this if I have to here today. If I have to write multiple tickets for this trade, so be it. I'm going to make sure I keep those gains in my account.
CXAI trying to hold the pullback right now. I'm not going to jump in it right now because the spread is about 30, 40 cents. So just be careful out there, team. Hey, guys, I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I got you. I just had to go to the bathroom. I'm glad you came back when you did here. Getting all types of notifications. How are we doing on some of these? Maybe we get a trade here. Maybe we get a trade here on a move through the VWAP on pick. Given some of the weakness out of the gate here, I actually need to confirm this moving through the VWAP before taking it. And again, I would be pretty quick with my sell. PMI here, 54.1 versus the 54 estimate. So slightly higher than the estimate, but for the most part in line here on that PMI services PMI for June. There you go. Pick, see how it was rejected right at that VWAP? This is why we need a confirmation of that going above before we start getting excited about long side trades. And actually, now that it's kind of pulled down here, 132 would be the stop. And it's pushing right back. Pushing right back to the lows there. Sydney says, Ryan, gutsy move. No, the APLD one I watched for a while, so I felt better taking it, and I knew I was going to get out quickly. I wasn't going to hold it for a huge explosive move. See if it sets up again. I'm watching it in the price here on the scanner. Right? We're above 11 now. Interested in pick here because it's actually kind of holding this. I know we had a down move through the VWAP, but we're kind of trading sideways here now. So a move back up through the VWAP might be interesting. Yeah, what the heck? We'll try. Oh, I didn't get filled. Let's see if it comes back. I don't want to chase this now. Let's see if it comes back here. I had my order out for 138 and it started to run away from it. I'm going to keep it there instead of moving my order up because, they brought in a bid at 140. Oh, wow. So I might have just missed this. Let's see if we get above that VWAP. I'm going to cancel my order and might take on a break of the VWAP. We'll see. Watch it come right back down now that I canceled my order. Still some buying interest here in pick. I don't think this is over yet.
All right. Starbucks looking good there for me, guys. Now down towards 99.10s, 99.07s. I'm in from 99.32. Gonna look for that to keep going lower on the day. If it does come back, I can always add to it. I'm looking for a bigger gain there. Nvidia going lower here, so SOX S seems interesting for me on pullbacks. We'll see what happens there a little bit later today. SQQQ's going higher here through the 20s, right back up through those 20s today, so those can go higher. Let me see if I get a rejection here on some solar stocks.
Bitcoin, big plunge here, by the way. Still above 30,000, 30,100 at this point now on Bitcoin.
First solar going up here. Trying to think about if I could short off of the 189 level. It's already coming down here through the 187s. We got first solar on pullback right now. Look at all this red. Right all
NASDAQ
around.
is on the lows, Mitch. ES on the lows here.
Yep.
Really, the Dow is the only thing that's bounced. So we're seeing a move to industrials.
I'm trying to get first solar short, but look how it just keeps coming down. That's the hard part. I need a little bit of a bounce close to that 188.
Pick coming back in here.
DJ not holding, so I'm going to hold towards like a 6170 on that one. That's a swing. It's a smaller size, but I'm not going to put too much risk on that.
All right, trying a little bit of pick here at 137. This is a high risk trade, and if we really break down to 131, I'm going to be out. I don't want to give back the gains that I just got off APLD. But I do want to have some exposure to this in case pick bounces. I noticed that they did bring in a bid under, but it looks like they're hitting it. The big bid there at 135. We'll see if that gets squashed.
All right, trying to see what sectors can go into the green from the open. I have real estate, utilities, and communication services. Basic materials getting a little bit of a bounce there. What's doing well? Lumber, silver, and gold. Healthcare now starting to get into the green there. So we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce on some stocks to the upside. We'll look to see if we get some downside continuation. In technology names, those are taking a hit right now.
APLD, new highs. Good call, Smoke Tuna. Hopefully you're still in that. APLD, new highs here, 1121 on APLD. Still watching pick here, still in this trade. I want to see if I get a pop here, back up towards that VWAP. That would be cool. Again, 131, 132, my stop area on pick.
Looking to see if the banks want to come right back down here. I like FAZ for that outlook here on a pullback.
I don't know about this pick trade. Justin would like to look at Dell, Mitch. Would you mind charting Dell while I'm tied up in this trade?
Yeah, I got you. I know it's part of the Russell. I think it's on the deletion on the Russell.
Well, printed a new 52-week high yesterday, according to Justin.
All right, I got you. Just give me a couple seconds. I'm going to try to get a entry here on FAZ, and then I can take a shot there at taking a look at Dell for you. See if I can just get a slight tweak here down below into the 60s. Then I could take my shot there for a little bit of a comeback trade on FAZ.
Pick really worried that this is going to get heavy and plunge here on the sell button. Give us a bounce. Give us a bounce so I can get out of this. Even if it's only 20, 30, 40 bucks. I mean.
All right, got a little bit there of FAZ. Going to look for it to come down a little bit more, and then I can add to that position. So I'm going to look for that to come back down a little bit here. This is FAZ. This is going bear to the financials. Of course. Let's go to Dell here. I got you. I'll take a quick look at Dell for you guys. I'll take a look at it on the daily. Daily just needs to hold for me the 9 EMA just because that's what I would keep for the momentum higher. So that's pullbacks towards like 49, 79 or 50s. I could see that happening today. You got above 50 yesterday. You could crack right back below 50s or at least towards that support around 49, 70s. It's dropping right now. We'll see if it goes lower on the day. Dell. Remember, it's in technology. Technology is getting hit right now. So that's
and it printed a new 52-week high. So those people are in profit. And I mean, it might just be backing off a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming to a decision point here with pick, just kind of watching this. This trade looks like this one might not work. There's 132. There's 131. Oop, didn't break it. APLD continues to go higher. 1140 here in APLD. We hooked one, guys. At least we got one here today.
Looking at the banks to see if they're going to go lower here. Or will they bounce back on the day? BPM trying to make that up move now. FAZ pulling back a little bit there. How's Starbucks doing? Starting to bounce at the 99s. So it got to 99. So we'll see if it can keep going lower. Looking to see if this kind of pullback gets shorted into. Q's coming back here, guys. So you're going to get a little bit opportunity on some pullbacks out there. Stock sats right back at VWAP. That's interesting. Tesla hasn't made it back there. Nvidia still on the lows there. We'll look to see if it gets back to VWAP. AMD's back at VWAP if you're looking for something closer towards the top side.
Stopped out of pick at 129. Stopped out of pick.
Keeping an eye out there. The Qs want to go lower here. And if JPM can turn around, goes down.
ANNX creeping up. It's doing the same thing it did yesterday, which is one of the reasons I'm okay holding this. Part of me wants to add. But if you take a look at the daily chart, look at yesterday. We sold off out of the open and then we grinded back to even and then went higher. Today, we sold off out of the open, not quite as low, and we've already started this drift back to the top. So let's see if this continues here on ANNX.
All right, guys, going to take my shot here for FAZ. It's starting to slow down here, and I'm going to look for the Qs to maybe go right back towards the lows. I'm adding here on FAZ and going to keep the risk really tight. Look for a nice little move right back up towards the 2090s and a little bit higher than that.
Pick looks done, so I'm going to take that off my screen here. UCAR back to the VWAP. This is an interesting spot here. Maybe UCAR bounces from this VWAP here. Wiss, how are you doing in UCAR?
UCAR, my car, whose car? Nobody's car.
I'm not sure what you're doing, Mitch, but
I have
sounds
no
like
idea.
It came from the heart.
Yeah, it did. Q's trying to hold on here. We'll see what happens, team. Does it go lower or not? FAZ pulling back a little bit here. 65s will be my last ad, and then I can go off of the 60s.
Wiss, you're out of UCAR here, okay? So it's trying to bounce from this VWAP. There we go. Got a 14-cent bounce already on UCAR here. I'm not in this. I didn't get filled. Oh, they brought in a bid at 8:30 on UCAR. This might be going higher, folks.
I see you, bro. I see you.
Now they're hitting that big bid, so it's real. UCAR, that was a nice bounce. If I was in this, I'd be taking gains here. This is a nice bounce off that VWAP. I missed this though. Darn, I had it flagged too, just didn't take the shot. Darn. But the good news today is that we're identifying things that are working. So the fact that I missed that, not the end of the world here. I'm gonna I'm going to stay on top of things here.
All right, guys, I have my ads ready for here. I see the Q's bouncing back here. I'll look to see if JPM can just reject that right back down. That's what I'm looking to see right now, at least for me. You guys see the charts that I'm looking at here. I'll put them up there. We'll see what happens. It's the OJ, bro. And speaking of the OJ, I think I left it in the kitchen. Come on, man. Wisdom. Appreciate you.
Wisdom. He actually left, guys. He actually left to go get his OJ. Damn. 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 APLD, let's take a look at it. Ooh, APLD. And maybe this does take off that 1150 on APLD. Let me post something here real quick for one of my teammates. Hopefully Mitch gets back soon.
I'm back, baby. I got you.
Oh, okay.
All right, looking at FAZ here, it is coming back down. It could stop me out. I just got the next ad there. I have a 450 at 2069. Want to hold it to like 59s here. Don't want the 2060s to crack. But I'm also looking to see if JPM could come right back down. It just did another little peak there. Will it close red here on the 5-minute candle and come right back to VWAP? Looking to see if the Qs can make a new low here through that 361. What's your thought on the airline sector? I like it, but I think it could pull back, Ethan. But that's just my outlook. I'm looking for pullbacks to get back into the airlines, but it will be at lower evaluations. Starbucks now at the 98.83s. I'm not closing that. I'm just letting that continue to work right now. I'm up almost about $50 on that. Wanted to keep going. Almost a full point already. Not about like 70 cents. Not a full point yet. Almost getting there. Want this to just keep gumming through the low. Pre-market low, it cracked. Then wait right back up. All right, we're going to start looking at like an NVIDIA still not coming back there. So maybe stocks S here off the VWAP. That looks interesting if we're going to get another down move here in the Qs. Stocks S move. Will the Qs tank or make the up move here? That's where it gets a little bit hard. Like always, you got to be a trader. You never know what's going to happen. You just got to take shots when you can and always keep the risk and reward in mind. All right, still seeing a lot of red, but starting to see a little bit of a bounce. More bounce in the SPY than the Qs. I will say that. The SPY is slightly above VWAP. The Qs are below VWAP still.
Market is trying to bounce. UCAR trying to take the top off.
Keep your eyes on the bigger names, Apple, Microsoft, those names go in the red. That's when I think we can go lower. If those games just rip to the green, that's when we can go higher, I feel.
You guys are saying Pixie is not done, huh? Shift Pixie. Yep, there you go. Good call. 239 is my next spot here. Now that we've cleared out this high here. Let me take a look at that.
Keys look like they're trying to come up here. We'll see what happens.
Dave is on AHI. Dave, you've been on AHI all morning here. Don't really see it moving yet. Looks like maybe we break here. The spot on AHI I'd be looking for 140. You can, if this thing breaks 140, we might get nuts again here on AHI. No, Wisdom, that's not what I said. Come on now. This is a family show.
All right, let's keep going.
Mitch is like, got to change the subject now.
Nah, just OJ, baby. Just the
Apparently,
OJ.
the taking the top off comment was a good one. I meant the top of the stock.
Yeah. Just looking at the battle right now in the queues, I think that's what it's all about, right? What will happen here? I think I'm just focusing on to see if we can get that up action move, and we got to be quick here. It's 10 o'clock.
He's still pushing, Dave. Good stuff here. Great job on that. You're in it at 116. You got profit in this trade here. Let's see if we break and go higher. How about that? All right, Raz is buying sushi for everybody if Ahi moves. I see what he did there, but be sure to reach out to Raz and get your free sushi if this moves. Things seem to have slowed down a little bit here, at least for me.
Yeah, I'm looking for the speed up now. I'm looking at maybe going at this Sox S here. There's the Qs trying to prop up for an upside move. I'm going to look for a quick reaction here off 362 right back down. If it goes up through that reaction, you could see the upside move. There's FAZ stopping me out, and it could have been stop hunted because it literally went right to my number, hit it, and it came right back up. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to leave FAZ alone. Just leave it off. Just look for the next trade. My next trade right now is Sox S. I'm looking for this move now. Just got that rejection off the 362 for the Qs. So I'm taking a long here off Sox S.
Yeah, Wisdom might have some vodka in his OJ. That's true. I think Mitch is not rocking the vodka today, but
not yet.
Wisdom might be.
Maybe by the end of the day.
What's going
Friday,
on, AJ?
baby.
Happy Friday, AJ. Good to see you.
It is Friday. Maybe there's some vodka waiting for me somewhere.
Yeah, your freezer.
All right, let's see if the Qs can make this down move. They started making an up move. I'm going to look for a little bit of a wipeout move. Let's see if we get it here. Thinking about adding here on Sox S also. I got right now 1132s. 1132s on Sox S there. So
is it okay? It's
a little bit of a mix there, a little bit of a mix. This is prop action. I still haven't taken the Moo trade. I do want to take a Moo trade, but I got to be smart also. Remember, I only got one day trade there, so got to use it wisely, and I want to use it on CXAI later in the day, and so that's why I've been trying to just kind of be careful with that account, right? I want to get that to 600. All right, here comes the Qs a little lower here. Can I get that breakdown now through the 10s? That's what I'm going to look for. Let's see if we get it here. I'm going to take a little bit of a shot here in Sox S. I'm about to add, but I'm just trying to be patient, here. All right, trying to see the orders that are lining up here for Sox S. Let's take a look here. I can use, of course, Moo for that. And look how all that bidding action is there. There's a lot of volume there on Sox S. Holy crap. People that trade this thing.
It's wild, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is wild, bro. There's a lot of volume there. 54,000 shares at 11.19. So you could see a test down towards that level. Q's trying to get back through 362 here. So that's important for me. Still haven't added that Sox S. A lot of that is because it's not going into the green, right? Don't want to add it right now. Starbucks looking good. That went lower. That's down to 98.78. Just want that to keep leaking. Just Starbucks, just get crushed today.
Raz, you can't see his screen? I see it fine on my end.
Yeah, that's this one right here, guys. So I have a bunch, man. Sorry that sometimes, so this one with the 54,000 here. So you see that 54,000 shares waiting at 11.19. That's where I see the biggest jump. And now you're seeing 11.20s and 11.19 show up there. So the algo is starting to see a little bit of that pullback entry, trying to line up some orders there. Another rejection of 362 here for the Qs. So I think that's very important. I'm looking to see if they can hold above there on a 5-minute. If it does hold 362 on a 5-minute, you could get the move right back up to 363. So you got to be careful out there, team.
SWBI, Bex, SWBI going higher here. Here's the great part about SWBI. This was on Benzinga Pro delivers market pop-up every morning that contains market moving news. And there's stocks that you can actually end up trading today. And SWBI was on that list. In fact, if I open up a news feed and I filter for market moving news with the hyphen, we'll get it from today here. You can see SWBI, that they're moving on their earnings beat here. And a direct link to the actual PR if you'd like. But yeah, SWBI moving here. Now, I'm not in this. I didn't take this one, but this one moving pretty good.
Success pulling back here now, really testing down here. We'll see what happens. Does it catch a bounce here at the prior resistance, which was, I'm going to say, towards 1120s here. Don't want to see 1120s get cut. It can wick there, but want to see it definitely recover. The next level lower is 1116 for me. All right, just keeping it in mind. Just got to be smart here for success. Need to see it reverse. If not, going to go ahead and just cut it here.
Yeah, 20% dividend increase on SWBI. That's one of the other reasons it's moving here. Wiss looking for another UCAR bounce here. Wiss, I like it. Last one we got was pretty good. We want to see if we get another one, right? That's what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm. All right, Starbucks working for me now, down to 98.50s. So that looks good here. Just need to see the Qs reject here and go lower, back down below 362 for my success trade. We'll see if that one works out. If not, we'll cut down at 1117, take a hit, and then just try to work that Starbucks to get me back into the green. I'm pretty decently up on that Starbucks position. Just looking for a little bit more. Let's see if it can keep going.
UCAR trying here around the VWAP. I don't have any position yet.
Q's coming right back up there, so you could get a little bit of an up move here. SPY getting back up there. NVIDIA right back at VWAP. So that's one thing that I'm looking at. Tesla back almost to VWAP. Apple, what's up with Apple? Apple making a little bit of an up move. Keep your eyes on stocks like that. Microsoft pushing strong. So we are getting a little bit of a pushback on some of those stocks. Be careful out there, team.
UCAR, man, look at this. The indecision is costing me 2 trades here today. This would have been a decent scalp too.
Happens to me. It was happening to me yesterday a lot, bro. So.
Mitch, what's going on here is that the stock is spread pretty good and it's moving back and forth pretty wildly. So I feel like I don't have an angle. Yeah. But the chart tells the story. I mean, every time it's come back into that VWAP, it's bounced.
All right, guys, taking a look here to maybe take my profits in Starbucks. We're down to 98.55. That's a really nice. I'm trying to get full 1 point on these 100 shares. And if I can get a full 1 point, I'll just take it, right? And that's like a nine easy, nice $100 win. I was deep in the green on success. I would maybe look for a little bit more, but always got to be thinking about what? Ending in the green first, not always worrying about playing the hero.
UCAR coming back into that VWAP. This last bounce here, not very strong. That has me wondering if the bounce is done here for the day. Baby Shark bath toys recalled. LOL. Damn.
Damn, I had those, bro. All right, guys, limit order out there for me on the prop to take the profits on Starbucks towards 98.38. So it would be just slightly under a full point, but the key here is I'm just looking for that nice little last little cut through. There's a support there. So I'm looking for this little cut. Almost there, guys. Almost filled this up. See if I can get this 46, 45. And get this big old Starbucks move. It's been a nice one here, man. Look at the 5-minute on Starbucks. Rejection. Almost there. 38s right here is where I want to take profits. Order is out there. 43s. Come on. 42s. Just a little bit more. 40s. 2 cents away, baby. Come on, take my shares. There we go. We took it. They took it there. Nice little profit there on Starbucks. Almost a full point. I'll take that anytime.
Nice job.
Like 99 38s to 32s to 98 38s. I'll take that. I mean, it's pretty good. Nice little move there in Starbucks. And I you know, we know why Starbucks is going down. I'm not going to get into the political game here, but I'll tell you one thing. I don't mind making money off of it. Now I'll look for a pop back to like 99.10s or 99.20s on Starbucks. And yeah, and I could go reshort it.
You know what's awesome about iCAD is I actually have some of this. iCAD, what's going on with this? Did we get a newsprint? No. All right.
Modifying my SOX S to protect it. If it cuts through the 1120s again, I'm out. I'm looking for this to reverse back up through the 1130s, but I'm not going to push it either, right? I just got to be patient. We'll see if the Qs do reject here and come right back down. And if it does, I could start looking at maybe an NVIDIA short or something like that, but I'm going to be patient here. That's what needs to matter, and continuously worrying about what? Staying in the green. Now we're back into the green. Don't want to give up all those profits. And that's why I'm still in this SOX S trade.
Staff Sergeant Ryan, happy Friday. Glad to have you here. I missed what Mitch said. That was so good.
That's what it's about, man. Got to stay in the green, man. Stay in the green, take the profits. Oh, I think he's talking about like that. I don't mind making money off the situation of Starbucks.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way.
If I can make money,
we're here to make money. We're trading stocks to make money. I'll trade a bankrupt stock if I have an angle. I'll trade whatever. It's leave the emotion and the personal bias at the door, and then trade the stock.
Yeah, and so for me, you're telling me you got labor issues. We've seen how that has already affected stocks like Bud Light, Target, all the other ones. I said, well, I'm just going to go shorting Starbucks today. Well, looked like it worked out here out the gates. Already taking the profits off.
And so think about that, Mitch. You identified a pattern that was based on news, and then you played that pattern when you saw the same type of news catalyst. To me, that's what traders do, folks. That's what I mean.
Yeah, as traders make money, man.
I mean, the one stock that I won't trade because of a personal bias. I mean, I guess there are a couple. The stocks I won't trade are cigarette companies. I lost my dad to lung cancer, so I just
Ryan, it's hard for me to long PM also. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
That's it. I don't trade Meta because I don't like it, but I don't have I don't have this personal feeling that I can't trade it.
Yeah, like when stocks go down, a lot of times tobacco goes up, and you can see it even working today. So like we're talking about that trade. It's not a trade that Ryan and I like, so we'll stay away from it.
Yeah, so it's the vice trade. It's the vice trade, right? When things are rough in the world and the economy and all of that, people go to their vices and people trade that relationship. And I get it, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to pick something other than Philip Morris. I'd probably pick an alcohol company. Frankly, if we get cannabis companies that start moving with that relationship, I'd rather trade them.
Agreed. So just keeping an eye on what? I'm still watching that CXAI, of course, and I'm looking at it right now. It's back toward the 1150s. It's just holding on here, looking to see if we're going to run, I feel like, in the market. But I can't make that selection until I see the market choose a direction, right? Because if I'm choosing a direction way beforehand, that's usually how you get crushed on a stock like CXAI. I do want to play this, guys. I got it on my moo ready to go. The key is, when do I get in it? And timing is everything a lot of the times. So we'll see what happens. Mitch skipped the caramel macchiatos. Ooh. I still like those.
Too much sugar in that morning drink for me, to be honest.
Honestly, it is. The only time I get it, Ryan, is when I'm like on the road. Like when I need the extra sugar rush in the morning, you know? Sometimes you need it. I don't drink as much coffee as I do when I'm on the road. When I'm on the road, I definitely drink a crap.
Oh, geez. I when I go into a hotel, if they have a personal coffee maker in the room, I'm staying in the right place.
You know it. You know
That's
it,
how
my
that
friend.
works.
You know it, man. At home, you know it, Sydney. Bustelito, baby. Nice $4 coffee. I don't spend a lot of money, and it's good.
Yeah, neither do I.
There's too many people that spend
I make my coffee at home.
Dude, there's people that spend like way too much
I
money
know,
on
man.
coffee.
I
dude.
know.
They buy that Starbucks like at the store. That Starbucks is like $20 for one little bag.
And Starbucks isn't even good. Sorry.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's just not even good.
We'll see what else is going on out there, team. Smash it up. All right, let's go to the Explore tab. And it just seems to me like everything's on a wait up right now for the Qs. And look how the Qs start making a little bit of an up move here. It just seems like it's just like kind of just playing around with us right now. So that's why I was also like kind of a little bit careful there on Starbucks to see if it could come right back to VWAP. And look, it's already almost making its way back to VWAP. So instead of me looking for the support breakdown, I just took the money off the support. I'm kind of glad that I did that because it's almost back to VWAP. I almost would have gave up the gains.
Matthew, I love my Nespresso. Me too, Matthew. I'm 2 Nespressos deep already today, and we'll definitely have a third. Grateful to God. Good question here. With the Supreme Court decision coming out soon on student loan forgiveness, can we anticipate a long-short opportunity with loan service providers, depending on which way it goes? So your question on loan service providers is a good one. I'll actually expand this a little bit. I think that you're going to have a increasingly weakened consumer if they do not allow the forgiveness to keep going, because those people are going to have to start paying back loans, and it's going to leave less income for other purchases. So to me, I'm not actually looking at this from the loan service provider angle. I'm actually looking at it from a broader market perspective. If this happens, if they do not allow more forgiveness, meaning if they find it unconstitutional, then to me that there are plenty of opportunities out there for other stocks that are going to be weak. An example would be something like Lululemon. I'm willing to bet as people have to pay back their student loans, they'll be spending less on $160 yoga pants, just a guess.
So one thing that I would tell you on that is that there's a couple of stocks that I would look at in Grateful. I've been mentioning this also on Start Swing Trade because a lot of people aren't looking at SoFi for that reason. And SoFi is exactly that type of stock that could move off of this. They did move it on, of course, we saw the forbearance news and that gave it a spike. But I think forgiveness is definitely bigger to SoFi than even forbearance, right? We're talking a big situation here. Another stock that you can look at, of course, is what? Sally Mae, SLM. This is one that I'm keeping a close eye on. Of course, this is related to those government loans. And you guys can see here on the daily chart, the stock has been moving pretty well. If you go to the monthly chart, it's been kind of holding in here, kind of this bull flag, looking for another run. And I think that these are the stocks that I'll be watching for. SLM, SoFi, these are big stocks that could be affected. You guys know I'm looking at that stuff. I got you, Grateful.
Yeah, Jay was saying, Ryan, it's a done deal. Student loan payments will resume in October. So there's your timeline.
Yeah, the payments can resume, but remember, if there's forgiveness comes in, then a lot of the times, what are we going to see? And this is where it starts becoming a very difficult thing. Would you pay back private loans if you saw all the public loans forgiven? And
I paid back all my loans, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
No, I think the truth is it starts getting very wishy-washy if that's what happens. And so we'll see what happens there, man.
Pick
CXAI
coming back towards the VWAP.
Yeah, CXAI coming back here almost to 11. That's where I'm going to look to see some big volume come in. And eventually later in the day, I'll look to see if that's kind of the bottoming action. Success back towards 1130s now, team. So I'm almost into the green here with Success. Now I just got to start figuring out, do I want to add to this position? The big part for me would see the Qs wipe out here. I'm looking at NVIDIA going lower. That looks interesting for me. AMD was a little bit higher, now starting to come right back down. Take a look at like an Apple, see if that cracks, right? These are all stocks that I'll be keeping an eye out for, bigger stocks to see if they go down here. The Q's starting to reject at 362.75. Will it come right back down to 361? And the SPY is actually a little bit higher. Let's see what happens here. That FAZ earlier kind of stopped me out right on the lows there. I'll look to see if that comes back. Does JPM go lower here? You can see it cracked eventually. Now starting to get a little bit of a bounce. Let's keep an eye out for a kind of move here. Higher above 363, or I would say a close below 362 on the 5. That's what I'm looking at. Lots going on, team.
Pick went right back to the VWAP and was rejected there. Again, PSA about taking gains when you have them. Do not be afraid of doing that.
Appreciate you, Al, in the chat, or maybe I could just call you AI. It seems like it's AI instead of Al. All right, let's see what happens here on the Qs. Does it go lower? We'll find out, team.
Some people don't care about credit scores, says Paul. Yeah, those are people that haven't tried to buy a home yet.
Tesla looks like it wants to crack here. It didn't even come back to VWAP there. So I'm keeping an eye on that. NVIDIA's right off of the VWAP here. Oof. I take it short on NVIDIA.
A number of you have mentioned Intel today. I'm sorry I didn't get to it earlier. Intel up 1.5% here today. Nice little move here in Intel. Smoke Tuna, if you change your name to Smoke Tuna AI, you probably won't ever lose on a trade again. So be careful with that kind of power. Of course, that's a joke.
All right, trying to get back above 423s here for NVIDIA to get short on it, but it needs to get into the 423s. I don't mind taking a little bit of a short there and then seeing if it goes down, but you have to be careful with this. It's already cracking there. I just was a little laggy on that NVIDIA short. I've been lagging on NVIDIA shorts, guys. I'll show you guys exactly what I was looking at there. So I could see it here, and it didn't have this big old bar, right? It was just hanging out right here above the 423s. As it started to come down here, I kind of liked it because now you have that level 424 to kind of go off of its risk and then look for a breakdown towards 420 50s. That's nice. Like what? So now you're talking about 3 or 250 on the plus side and about $1 risk, 2.5 to 1. That's kind of more up my alley here. We'll see what happens there on NVIDIA. Didn't get it though, hesitated. Let's see if that sends my stocks S through the 1140s here and the 1132s. Would like to see NVIDIA kind of take down there. The Qs go right back through the 362 closing. Remember, this candle did close, but it closed at 362.46 at 1025. Now, this next candle on the 5-minute on the Qs is going to close at 1030. I want to see if this candle closed below 362 to show me that we're going right back down. Of course, this is the way I look at things. You guys take all of this with some grain of salt.
ONCY at 3 here, trying to snap it. There it goes. There goes ONCY through 3 here. Let's see how high we can go. Next spot looks to be, I think, 308. Took a little here at 3. We'll see if it works.
I see you. I see you, big dog.
So we got to get through. Look, they brought in a little size there at 303. See if they hit that. Oh, they're taking it. Let's go higher here. Come on, ONCY. $304 now, ONCY. Come on, take 304. There's definitely some size there. I think 308 is going to be another spot.
Getting that 423 try here for NVIDIA. Could go after it, but it's the same trade that I'm taking there in SOX. So essentially, I'm just trying to stick to the rules here and not try to double, triple dip until the Qs make a directional pull. Don't want to get stopped out 2 names right here. That will put me in the red versus let one trade work here, and it's going to get me deeper in the green or just get me back to break even on the day. I'm more than happy with that. CVNA called out by Raz. We'll take a look at that in just a second.
Yeah, you can take the charts whenever, Mitch. I'm still watching this ONCY trade from 3.
You're good, my friend. Just looking around to see if anything is just going to start getting into the red. I go to the
Yank.
best performing area, and I see tobacco up, grocery stores, silver up, broadcasting up, education services, utilities. It doesn't look like we're going to get a big rip up, but let's find out, right? Nothing's guaranteed yet. There's that move slightly above 423s there. Went to 423.13 on NVIDIA. I want to see if NVIDIA doesn't go back through that 423.50s. I don't have a position, but just more along thinking like, okay, if we do get that wipeout, it's a move on 422s, hard downside action NVIDIA, and it cracks there. A back move up above 423.50, and I think NVIDIA could just squeeze back towards 425. So just be careful. Of course, this is a high risk type of trade. We'll see what happens there in NVIDIA.
ONCY going for that 308 spot. 307 now.
Did not add to success. Q's back above VWAP. What did this candle do on the 362? It did not close at the 362. It closed right back up above VWAP. That's actually bullish there. We'll see what happens. There's NVIDIA right back through 423.50s. So this is what I was trying to a little bit avoid here, because we're going to get a little bit of a decision making at some point from the Qs. It hasn't done it yet. I have an order to get out on the Sox S at 11.19. Might get hit here on pullbacks. I'm just putting it out there. We'll see what happens. Q's coming back. NVIDIA already to 424. It's just one of those days where I feel like we're being very choppy right now.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Mitch.
And what is this? They're just trying to like look around, right?
307, 308 up on ONCY. They took some of it. Here we go. Come on, go through here. Go through here. Go through here, ONCY. Want to see that 308 fall. I think we probably pop, and I will close this trade. Let's see.
Looking around to see what's going to happen here. Still a battle. NVIDIA is starting to push there. Looking around, man. Last time I bought CXAI at 1140s. I got stopped out at 1090s, so I'm keeping that in mind on a day like today.
Taking ONCY off here. MNMD, guys. MNMD. Looks like they got FDA approval for some type of psychedelic medicine.
Fine.
MNMD, this thing popped big here, didn't hit it. I was trying to get out of ONCY to trade this, but couldn't do it fast enough. FCM received significant support from shareholders, disappointed in passive income. To pretend. See Wainwright. Sorry, I'm still trying to hunt this down.
No worries.
I was off the squawk.
I don't see much movement if it's MMND.
MNMD. Mary, Nancy, Mary Delta.
Got it. See the pop there towards 369. You guys, that pop right here. This is that stock right here. Where do I see orders lining up? 355, 351 for pullback. So that's kind of the level that I would be looking at because I see I see big order size there. So a lot of times we do a little bit of a quick pullback towards that and then take off. But here you guys see it. The battle's right there. VWAP at 360s is what I have. 356 around there. There's definitely a little bit of a battle. There is a big sell wall, though, I will say, towards 450. 450 is a big sell wall. Just looking if I'm going to get stopped out on this success. I could get out of it already, but there's no point. Just take the trade objectively. I know my risk already, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and hey, let me get this Webcoin. So and I just trying to get it from the squawk here. NNMD FDA issues first draft guidance on clinical trials with the psychedelic drugs. First draft guidance on clinical trials. That's what it was. Sorry about that. Just trying to get it out as soon as I can. Ryan, Staff Sergeant Ryan, excuse me, says, Ryan, do I need to teach you the phonetic alphabet? No, you don't. Let me show you what I have here as a visual aid.
I know it. I know it.
So if I ever forget, I consult my visual aid. Sometimes things are just happening too fast and I forget. So I think that's what happened right there. But I appreciate the looking out.
Yeah, it happens, Ben. It happens. There's the pullback, 359s, 355s.
And what looks to be the worst part of that, trying to react to that MNMD news, I closed ONCY and it did. I mean, I still made money on it, not very much, but it looks like it's going to retry here at 308, 309. Ron, my man, SWBI, Ron making his gains on a Friday. You love to see it, Ron. You absolutely love to see it. Get yourself a steak, my man.
Steak, baby. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, Dave, I agree with you. I was reacting to the news, but I agree with you. There's no setup here on the chart. That's spot on. And Smoke Tuna saying the MACD becoming weak here on MMMD. It's retraced about half that stick.
Buyers disappearing too. Remember how I told you there was some bigger orders lined up there at 51 and 53? They pulled it off. So that's things that I look at, right? And so a lot of times I'll look really quickly. Is there a bigger order for the pullback bid to get filled and then go higher? That's what I look for when I get momentum moves like this. I'm just like, okay, can we just see a little bit of a pullback and then a move higher? Q's rejecting here at 362.75. I think that's very important. I'm keeping a close eye. Now we have like kind of the rule of three. It needs to rip higher through that 362.75 here, going to 363. If not, I think we could cut right back below VWAP. We'll find out what happens. I think I get one more attempt towards the high there on the push, and then I'm going to look to see if we get the wipeout move.
You might get picked to move through the VWAP here. It's really struggled all day, but it's right back up there on pick.
Ooh, Starbucks continuing to the downside, now down to 98. That one might be a leak all day.
Yeah, Sandlot curbing. Well, yeah, pick. This is definitely a setup here, right? A pop through that VWAP. Maybe you get a spike there. That's kind of what we're watching. I'm not in it.
In the pick. Q's just battling here. I think we're going to get that one more attempt towards 362.75. That's what I'm looking for. Here's 362.53s. For NVIDIA, I'm looking for an attempt towards 424 and then failing. But I needed to go towards that 424 and then fail. If it doesn't fail, well, I got to be smart there too, because you'll probably see Q's continuation to the upside, and then just got to be smart. Like always, team, just keep it in mind, risk to return.
Yeah, and Smoke Tuna is saying, pick, remember it's up 131% today. That's a really good piece of advice there. The thing for me is that I want to make the money back because I took a small loss on this. I got to be very, very careful that I don't revenge trade. Rory just birdied.
There it is. There's that pop down in NVIDIA to 424. I'll show you guys that right now. So there's the resistance. There's the trend. It goes right to it. Here's the cues for the 362.75 move. Will it reject here or go to 363 is what I'm really paying attention for on the cues. NVIDIA. We'll see what happens. You see NVIDIA went right through that level. That's why I got to sometimes look for that third resistance try before I'm shorting, right? And so look for the breakout attempt before I get short is what I'm trying to do here. So this is the breakout attempt, and I'm letting it try to give that breakout. If it breaks out, of course, I'm not shorting. All right, seeing someone saying got long on Tesla. Jay calling out CMND. There's the cues trying to get towards that 363s. We tapped it. What will happen here? StockX, I think, will stop me out real soon here if it cracks the 1120s.
There goes pick, guys. I didn't take it. CMND, Charlie Michael November Delta. That's looks like it's moving here. Pick. Look at this nasty move on pick, guys. They broke it finally after all these wicks and immediately yanked it. I'm almost glad I avoided that one. That would have just made me upset.
Just low liquidity on that. I don't like the liquidity on that stock. I can tell you that right now. There's a reason why I haven't even talked about it once. Just to me, it's just not enough there. A lot of volume on that bid side there, but there it goes all the way down.
Yes, Bex, yep. CMND, again, that's Charlie Michael November Delta. That is moving off the MNMD, Michael November Michael Delta. So a little confusing there with the letters, but those are absolutely related.
Big push right off of the 1120s there for StockX and the Qs here. So, man, the chop continues today. It's choppy. Be careful out there, team. The chop is no joke. Just gonna look to see if StockX can push now. It has like that 3 or 4 bottoming actions. Qs need to go back below 362 to show me that they want to break. GSK popping off settlement news. Yeah, that could give it a little bit of a lift. Not something I'd be looking at. It's just too big of a name to try to go after that little pop there. AMD looks like it wants to break, says Adrian. We'll take a look at that. That could break there, right? We'll see here. AMD, let's get to the action there.
APLD might not be done today, folks. APLD might go back for those highs in the 1150 area.
Okay. It's one of those days, team, where it just seems like a little bit of mixed waters out there. So
my day trades have been good today. Some of my swings getting hurt a little.
I'm sitting in the green here, and I'm like, should I just take off StockX? But that's where I like to let trades work versus just cut them. Because if you take the trade, you probably thought of the risk and reward, right? Just let it work. See what the stock gives you. Don't try to think about if you were right or wrong. Just see what the price action says. It will tell you if you were right or wrong. Look at the StockX move now. And so this is why I'm staying in it on the 15-minute. Look at this. It's like just wicks on that downside to 1120. Bodies closing around 1125s. Let's see if this 15-minute candle can close towards like 1135 or 1140. And then, yeah, this will be looking a lot better. Of course, this is on the 15-minute candles. We'll see what happens. What's the brand of OJ I'm drinking right now? Oh my God, I had to finish this Florida Nature, bro. This Florida Nature stuff, bro. Don't get it. Don't get it, bro.
Isn't it Florida natural?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Put it this way. You don't want it. You don't want it. And then I thought Simply Orange Juice was good. And then I saw, like, no lie, thousands of lawsuits against them. Nothing is good for you in the grocery store anymore. That's what I've started to learn.
I've been trying to tell you for a while to buy oranges and squeeze them for orange juice, but nobody seems to want to listen.
Yeah, bro. They're just not listening to my smart friend Ryan, bro. You know how it is sometimes. You just don't want to listen. This is just a battle type of day, man. The Qs are grinding higher, though. I'll tell you that at least. But somehow my SOX S doesn't want to break. So it's just like, what the hell's going on in this market right now? I don't think anybody knows. Yeah, MindMed. Kevin O'Leary was one of the early investors in that. I think did he sell his position?
Ryan, have yourself a good weekend, man. Thanks again for all your participation. Have yourself a great weekend. Sorry, Mitch, didn't mean to run you over there.
No, you're good. I love how kind of we're really starting to go into more of the alternative medicines and looking at things like that. I really do love it. The only question is, how profitable will that be, right? That's the hardest part. And how long out is that technology, really? We're just starting to see trials. Trials take a long time. I think it's something that we talk about like in like 5 years.
Ron knows. I buy oranges and make orange juice every week. Really good stuff. It's the way to go. AJ saying, I used to live in PSL. What is PSL for us non-Florida people? Right next to Tropicana. Palm Springs, maybe? No, that can't be it. That's California. Anyway, used to live in PSL right next to Tropicana. It smelled like burning oranges every Wednesday. Why Wednesday? What's that?
I haven't smelled the burnt orange before, so AJ, you're gonna have to fill me in on that one. Starbucks low of the day? No bueno. Maybe sold it earlier, but hey, look at that move in Starbucks. Not bad though, not bad. I can't. You don't get mad when you see a chart like this. Get happy. You went after it. You nailed it. Even if you don't get the most of it, so what? Port St. Lucie, of course. I should have known that. Ryan. That was on me.
Port St. Lucie. Okay.
Yeah, a little. I wouldn't say down south, but you're almost there. You're getting there. I used to go to Jupiter, watch the Marlins play.
Jupiter.
There you go. You got a friend. AJ, you got a friend. Look. Kyle.
AJ's in the shy now.
AJ, if you guys don't know who AJ is here, AJ, you want to tell us what you do? You guys don't know who AJ is in the chat. It's a really cool guy. You should get to know him.
Yeah, AJ's a really good writer. Buddy's saying hi to the group. He's not happy about being held. Yeah, you don't want to
do a Hendrix cam.
Go on the shoulder.
Hendrix is knocked out, man. Hendrix said, "This market puts me to sleep."
Buddy. Bro, you have to get on the back of the chair.
All right, guys, I'm going to step up to the plate here. I'm going to start trying to take some NVIDIA, guys, but this is risky. Just be careful out there, team.
That was like the least graceful move to the back of the chair that I've ever seen from Buddy, but it is what it is.
All right, taking a little bit short here. Going to risk about $1 on this NVIDIA trade. Took a tiny amount there at 423.71. About 30 shares. Just going to go ahead and risk about a buck at first. I want to see a real takedown, and then I can add to this.
There he goes. Buddy's gone. Ryan's parrot is a cat. It's a parakeet. He stares at the cat, gives him the side eye. It's actually really adorable.
All right, success starting to go into the green here for me. Any pullbacks to 1130, I can add to the name, but I'm also taking a short on NVIDIA, right? So just got to be smart on that, right? Take that shot and then see what happens. Risk out for me is 424.71 there for the 30 shares on NVIDIA. It stops me out there. It's okay. That's why I went after it with such a low amount. Normally the risk on this account is about $50. And so I can risk 30 any day. Taking a little bit of a shot there for NVIDIA to go lower here. This is my outlook on NVIDIA. So I'd like to see a nice little crackdown below this line here. And this is a little bit of a thicker line. I'll draw it here for us. This is kind of like that takedown line. If it goes below that, I'd be looking for a nice little takedown through 423s, especially if it can get down here back towards 422s. The Qs need to go lower though. The Qs need to crack this line. This is the line that I'm really kind of focusing on for the Qs. You can see how this is kind of like that nice upslope support line, but if its support can break, maybe we can get that downside continuation. I'll draw it in red. We'll see if the Qs do go back below 362.50 and we get that breakdown. Do you guys enjoy seeing this little chart a little bit more pattern focused without like cameras on there? Let me know in the chat. Hit the like button out there, team, if you guys are enjoying the action today. And like always, you guys can check out Moo. I'm about to probably take a shot here in Moo. I just got to be kind of slow and patient to the move today to see if I can take a shot there. So I'll put that chart up there. I can start looking at maybe like SQQQs or even the SOX trade that I'm trying to get in to go green right now. So I like the SQQQs here for maybe the Moo account to see if the SQQQs can just kind of start pushing here. So I'm going to actually look to see if I can get it here. Risk would be off of 1990s here, guys. So I'm going to take a little bit of a shot here in Moo. Trying to get in here at the 2002 spot here. Let's see if I can get it. Orders out there. Just need it to fill, team. You can see it here. That's sitting in there. Trying to take a little bit of that Moo. There we go. We got it, baby. Let's get it. All right, now I just got to set the stop limit here for protection. This account is very important for me on what? First things first. Protection first, man. And that's what's really helped me in this account continue forward. That's what I'm going to continue doing on this. So now setting stop at 1989 and 1988 with the actual stop limit there. So now I can go ahead and just set this up. Boom, it's out there just sitting. And I'm going to look to see if the SQQQs can go higher. I'm going to look to see if the Qs break that. Look at that break. Not looking too bad there on the Qs. Now it cuts through that line. Now I'm going to look for NVIDIA to go lower here. I could add to NVIDIA, but that's just pushing it, team. I'm not going to do something like that. I'm going to keep it small, look for a bigger win there on NVIDIA for it to go lower. SQQQs, Moo action getting in here. You guys smash the like button for the Moo action. We'll see what happens. Can we get the lift? Can we keep pushing higher? There's only one way to find out, man. So stick around, guys. Hit the like button out there and stick around because we do got all access coming at 11. We're going to keep trading till then. So you don't go anywhere, team. All right, there you go.
Felipe, no, we are not going to do this. Are you guys ever going to go YOLO all in on the Moo account? We need some excitement. I'm sorry, man. My man. That is not something that I am going to do. That is not disciplined trading. That is not what you are going to find here.
You know it, baby. Ryan, the only way I know how to do it is to make the money, and that's what I'm focused on. If you guys don't want to focus on that and just take YOLOs out, I mean, that's up to you guys. But I'll tell you one thing. It's not the way Ryan and I roll. We're way too process approached in this market for us to be trading like that. NVIDIA going lower through that line that I drew. So now I'm looking for a 421 or 422 takedown. A big bar going through that would show me a takedown. We'll see what happens here in NVIDIA. Will it go lower? Of course, I'm starting to get in the green from that from 423.71. Let's see if it can continue going. And let's see if SOX can make a big push toward like 1145, 1150s. SQQQs for, of course, the Mumu account into the green now. We'll see if this can keep pushing. This is my last day trade for a couple of days, team. So I just said, you know what? Let's take the shot. Let's see what happens. Mumu account. We'll see if this can keep going to the upside. Like always, you guys can definitely check out Mumu. I'm going to give you guys the link here to go ahead and check it out. If you guys haven't looked at it before, I would definitely take a look. And right now, if you do deposit up to 5,000 shares, you can get a share of Google and Tesla. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't sound like a bad deal to me. I'm throwing it up here in the chat, the link, so that you guys can check out the Mumu. And of course, you guys see it all the time. We do have a QR code in the top right corner. You guys can scan this or just look it up on the description below. All right, let's get back to the action. How are you seeing the market, Ryan? Is it starting to crack, or am I just overreacting here?
No, I mean we bounced. We're moving back towards the lows, but not cracking yet until we take those lows out. I will say that my relative volume scanner here is very, very slow. I'm not seeing much of anything here. APLD, keep an eye on that for a move later today. That's not done yet. ONCY, maybe we get a little bit more on ONCY. ONCY going up to that high now. So just something to keep in mind. I don't see a whole lot of great setups out there.
All right, just looking around and just trying to focus on trades now. Right? That's what it's all about. NVIDIA looking good here. Just watching my trades getting to the green and just looking to see if it can continue cracking on the Qs. So the Qs, I wouldn't want to see it get back above VWAP. It just slightly made a move before this. Now I'm looking for that kind of real cut at 362. So I'll give you guys that outlook here. This is my chart. This is on the 1 minute, just to let you guys know, a little bit faster. But you see how you cut down below? Now I want to see it kind of use that as resistance and really do a nice bar down. There's 361.80s. That's going to help me out. Let's see if NVIDIA can go lower, crack that 422 mark. Success, go through that 1140, 1145. There we go. We're hanging in there in success. I've been in this for a while, man.
ONCY popping 320 high on ONCY.
That's QQQs now to 2013. Of course, the Mumu account, we got that at 2002. Looking a lot better there. Would like that to hold around the 2005 now, and I'm in at 2002. So pretty much I could do break even and see if the SQQQs can make a big run today. All right, Ryan, it's about 10:56. We're going to start rolling up here. We're going to start wrapping it up. Like always, you guys smash the like button. We'll get you guys over to all access in just a second here, team. So stick around, team. You hit the like button. I'll be bringing on, of course, AB in just a second. Or is it Michael? Ooh, I think it's Michael Murray. We get the big man voice in the back. We'll find out in just a second. You guys smash the like button. If you guys been enjoying the action, of course, we're going to wrap it up. Ryan, do you want to at least wrap up your day, and then I'll wrap up mine?
Yeah, good day on the day trades here. AN and X, I put my stop in at 337. Might get stopped out of that here today on that swing attempt there. I'm going to be watching APLD for the rest of the day here. I think there might be another opportunity, and then I'm going to watch the broader market. And as always, have a great weekend. If you play golf this weekend, be sure to go low, and we'll see you next week.
Love it. Love it. Love the action there. And I'll definitely see you next week, my friend. Have a good one. Getting Ryan's charts down here. And I'm going to just do my last outlook on the Qs here. We'll see if it gets back above VWAP. That's a recovery, let's say 362.50. If not, I could see leaking towards the end of the day. And where could you find out more in the market? Of course, check out Start Swing Trade, of course. That starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. I want to see you guys all there right now. See about 326 of you guys out there. So I should see you later today, 3 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern, to find out about the market. What did we do on the Mumu trade? What did we do on NVIDIA? Did the markets keep going down? Find out, of course, on Start Swing Trade. Now to kick it over to, of course, my man, Michael Murray. He'll be here in just a second here. So he'll be joining me and getting you guys over to All Access. We'll see if I'm able to stay in the green today. It's been a good day so far. All right, let me go ahead and bring on my man here. Michael, you ready, man? Give me a little thumbs up if you're ready. All right. Looks like he's ready to go here. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on Michael Murray here. What's going on, my friend? How we doing? Ooh, no mic, no mic. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. We rack?
How we feeling? Hear that?
Ooh, I love it. Love it.
There we go. How we feeling this morning, Mitch?
Hey, feeling good, man. And like always, trying to battle this market. It's never easy. It's never one way. And I think that that's really what we love here, really, and finding new stories, finding opportunities, looking at days when the market's coming down as opportunities, of course. Probably about the only place that when the market comes down and you get discounts, people go running the other way. But we'll find out, of course. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about some opportunities, stick around. We got, of course, All Access, where we get into the stories, the next opportunities that could be big investments. Stick around. Have a good one, Michael. Take care, man.
Thank you, Mitch. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. All right, moving into Benzinga All Access. Good to be back on here again. And of course, thanks to Mitch and the crew in the morning that knocks stuff out for us in the markets. Today, we're going to be bringing on Bit Digital, really exciting company in their space. A few interesting questions we're going to bring up based on some recent news with the company. So excited to get into that. We're going to roll the intro for Benzinga All Access, get that started, and then move right into All Access. All right, we're going to welcome in Sam Tabar here, the CEO of Bit Digital, and go ahead and get things started. Sam, great to have you with us. Looking all good on your side. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Well. It's a pleasure to have you and Bit Digital with us. Excited to dive into a few things here. Let's start with exactly what Bit Digital is and what you guys do with the company. Can you kick us off there?
Bit Digital is a generator of digital assets. We focus on Bitcoin. We even focus on Ethereum. I can get into that a little bit later, but we're one of the few that does that publicly.
Outstanding. So I guess before we dive into more specifically, what you guys do in your space, can you give us maybe a lay of the land of your industry right now in your landscape? I know there's been some really exciting news over the last couple of days with Wisdom Tree filing for a spot Bitcoin ETF. We saw that impact a huge part of the Bitcoin markets and digital securities as a whole. So maybe give us your 30,000-foot view on the industry around Bitcoin, digital assets as a whole, and where you guys think we're sitting right now.
Well, I don't think any sector that I can remember has been more attacked than Bitcoin mining. Every government, every media publication has had a real go at Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin in general. And you just can't kill Bitcoin. You just can't. It's a decentralized asset. No matter what you do, that thing will continue to exist for a very long time until we don't use electricity anymore and we don't use the internet. Bitcoin will continue to exist.
Absolutely. So let's take that now and walk into the first steps of what exactly you guys do at Bit Digital. What does your client base look like? What kind of companies do you guys work with? And what is a day in and day out kind of view of your roles and responsibilities for driving the company forward look like from your perspective?
Yeah, thanks for that question. So Bit Digital, and there are other Bitcoin miners that are publicly listed. We're a self-miner, so we mine for our own selves. And a lot of shareholders, potential and current shareholders, invest in Bitcoin mining companies because in a way it's Bitcoin on steroids. We are mining Bitcoin. It costs about 16,000, if not less, for us to make one Bitcoin. So there is a nice arbitrage there. So if you look at the numbers and how much it costs for us to produce a Bitcoin versus the market value of a Bitcoin, that's why a lot of people invest in these publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies. However, we do things differently. For one, we do everything sustainably. So I'm very proud to say today, 99% of our entire fleet, and we have tens and tens of thousands of machines in 3 different countries, Iceland, Canada, and the United States. We run that completely, well, sorry, not completely, 99% of it is run on clean sources of energy. Now, I say clean, I say carbon-free, not carbon neutral, which is a big difference. Carbon neutrality is you make the mess and then you buy some certificate to neutralize the mess you've created. We don't do that. We don't make a mess in the first place. We're using hydro, we're using volcanic, we're using clean sources of power to power the industry of the future, that being Bitcoin mining. We don't believe in using fossil fuels when it comes to this particular industry. And we've been leaning really hard on that for the past couple of years. A lot of media companies have including Wall Street Journal, has done very big stories about what we've done. And I'm proud to say that we've even changed the industry to a large extent. We do have our fleet in 3 different jurisdictions. Why? Well, we actually started in China some years ago. And we felt that was a jurisdictional risk to have our entire fleet in China. So before they banned Bitcoin mining in China, we migrated the entire fleet to the United States because we felt it's good to just have a little bit of jurisdictional diversification. And then 6 months later, after we migrated the entire fleet, and this was a big migration, it was 40,000 miners, and we did this in the middle of COVID, which was a very hard logistical thing to do. China ended up announcing a ban on Bitcoin mining. So we did that just in time. So we're very sensitive to jurisdictional risk. We see and hear a lot of noise. A lot of politicians are politicizing this technology for, insidious political purposes. So we do take those statements from politicians very seriously. And that's why we've decided to diversify our fleet in other countries, that being Canada, and more recently in Iceland.
Yeah, so that last part is what I really want to dive into. The Iceland part of this is very interesting because, as you mentioned, it's a significant fleet of miners across the US, Canada, and Iceland. But I was reading into a few supplemental materials before we got started here about the Iceland expansion. And I want to ask why specifically Iceland is a place you guys are focusing, and more specifically, too, what was the level of effort or work that was required to get started in Iceland, logistically speaking, from the work that had to go in there?
Well, we're not very shy of hard logistical work. As mentioned earlier, we migrated an entire fleet. We're the only ones to do that publicly from China to the United States. So putting a portion of our fleet in Iceland was cakewalk, was pretty easy, comparatively speaking. But one of the reasons, a few reasons why we decided to put some of our fleet in Iceland, I mentioned jurisdictional risk, but also it's all geothermal and hydro energy. So that's a clean source of power. Like I said, our North Star is making sure that our fleet is powered by clean sources of energy. And Iceland is completely that, volcanic and hydro, 100%. So we were very comfortable with the environmental situation there with respect to our miners. And also, Iceland has not politicized the technology. Very level-headed environment politically over there. They are very, very sophisticated when it comes to technology and power usage, and they understand that that there is no real reason to politicize this technology for political purposes. So we're comfortable with the jurisdiction there as well. And also, you have to remember, these Bitcoin miners, the machines, they run hot. Iceland's a cold place. So just the climate itself, you want to have these machines in cold places to negate and neutralize the heat that the machines give off.
That makes a lot of sense. Talk to us a little bit, too, about the team that you guys have that makes up Bit Digital as well. Your executive team, the people that you guys have running the day-to-day operations. How important is the staff, the people that you guys currently have on the team, to building what you're building?
So the way we structure our operations is that we find local partners on the ground. We don't invest in infrastructure. We have sort of like a tenant landlord lease situation. So we find various landlords that check the boxes for us, whether we like them, we have to vibe with them, of course, whether the economics make a lot of sense, whether they're using clean sources of power. And we have these JVs with various operating partners in New York, in Canada, in Iceland. And when we do that, we find ourselves in a really great situation because we have a bunch of counterparties and we're not beholden to one counterparty. Another plus in that kind of business model is that I don't have to hire hundreds of people. The landlords take care of the situation there. I have a revenue share with the landlords, so our interests are aligned in terms of making sure that our machines are doing well because they get a cut of the revenue from Bitcoin mining. And so my staff is really doing just like the management of the landlords, as it were, our JV partners. And also running the company because we are a public listed company. We're registered with the SEC, so we have to make sure that all our filings and so on are super transparent, and that takes a lot of work and a lot of staff.
Sure. So Sam, let's say for a moment that as we move forward here into the future, let's say that the spot Bitcoin ETF that was just filed for by Wisdom Tree and some of these other federal developments we're starting to, or at least hopefully potentially seeing, let's see these continue to the next level, right? And what does
Yeah.
that mean for Bit Digital, for you guys specifically, but for your industry too? Where do you guys see yourselves fitting into this progression if we continue to see progress?
Well, look, I'm glad you asked that question. The institutionalization of Bitcoin was bound to happen. And what I mean by that is not because these brand names are normalizing investing in Bitcoin, but just even the younger generation, if you speak to anybody under 30, I would bet you they probably have an account that's trading in crypto rather than a broker dealer account trading in some big cap company. The younger generation has normalized investing in crypto. So it's just a question of time that crypto and Bitcoin in particular and Ethereum, for reasons I'll mention perhaps later, that's going to be a very necessary part of your portfolio management. So I'm really not surprised that I'm seeing these big names creating these ETFs around Bitcoin. That was inevitable.
Absolutely. So, and then for you guys again, specifically, as we move into almost the beginning of Q3 here, we're wrapping up the end of June. We're coming into, a period of the year where we've seen a lot of volatility already in the first few quarters. We've seen a lot of news headlines. We've seen a lot of turbulence in the markets.
Yeah.
What do you guys expect for you, particularly at Bit Digital over Q3 and Q4? And what are some milestones you'd like to hit before the end of 2023?
Well, I should mention that during a very difficult macro environment, we were positive. Our EBITDA was positive, and we made great revenue, positive cash flow. So we really ran a very counter-cyclical strategy when it comes to growth, and we were constantly looking at our cash flow, and we're running a proper business where it's actually making money and it's profitable. That's very important for us. We don't over leverage. We have absolutely no debt on our balance sheet. Our balance sheet is pristine, squeaky clean. So I'm really proud about that, and we will continue that DNA, that process, that strategy going forward. But in terms of Q2 and Q3, I mean, I think that Bitcoin is there's going to be cyclical ups and downs, but structurally, it's going to go up in the long term. There will be cyclicals, but there is no doubt. We all know that. But I'm a believer in hodling. But we have done things a little bit differently from other Bitcoin miners. We take a portion of our digital assets, that being Bitcoin, and we put it in Ethereum. And then from that Ethereum, we stake the Ethereum. And from the yield of that Ethereum, we pour that back into our Bitcoin mining operations. We invented that business model. No one else has that business model. It creates this perpetual flywheel. So it's really important for us to make money off our assets, not just from our mining. And we've done that really well.
Absolutely. Sam, as we wrap here, where's the best place to learn more about Bit Digital? Any investors in our audience or otherwise that want to learn more about you guys and the company and investing in your longer term future?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to our website. If you just Google Bit Digital, certainly will find us. And I love to be accessible to the public. So if you write to our email, or the email is mentioned in the website, I'd be happy to engage with your audience.
Terrific. Sam, it's been a pleasure having you here talking about not just what you're doing at Bit Digital, but the industry that you're working in as well. A lot of exciting things to come. Sam Tabar, CEO of Bit Digital, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
And a pleasure to have you here. Sam Tabar there, CEO of Bit Digital, joining us on Benzinga All Access here on Friday. A couple of other things coming up today you won't want to miss. A Raz report with Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick at 2 p.m. A few other pieces of content that are coming out on the channel today as well. And of course, as always, market news, stock moving news, and everything else that's going on a daily basis. Check it out at benzinga.com and Benzinga's YouTube channel. With that, Benzinga All Access wrapped for the day on Friday. We'll see you all next time.